lethal services. What's that? What's the requirement? It says, on the requirement 1, all butt welds shall be full radiography, excluding category B and C nozzle butt weld which neither exceed 10 inch nor 1 1/8 inch in wall thickness. So all butt welds, if this is a lethal services, and this is excluded if it's not more than 10 inch or wall thickness is not more than 1 1/8 inch. UCS material, it means UCS, you know what is the UCS, right? On subsection C, like this one, SA 516 grade 70 is on the UCS material. As PWHT is a mandatory requirement, post-weld heat treatment, regardless of the wall thickness. Oil joint of category A shall be type number 1. So all the joints, this one and the one in here, assume this is a big vessel, okay? The welder can go inside and make a weld. Should be type number 1. It means weld from one side, go to the other side, back shipping and make a weld. So both sides have the identical quality. Oil joint of category B and C shall be type number 1 or 2. So type number 2, I already explained to you, is rarely used, is not common. So it's the same as type number 1. So it says that this joint should be type number 1 or 2. So it's allowing you, because they are less important than this, to be backing a strip on the other side, from the inside. So type number 1, or type number 2, which I said the 2 is not common, so type number 1, consider as it is as simple. And then it says that if there's a category C joint, let me back up in here. So oil joint of the category B and C shall be type number 1. I talked about the B, but I didn't talk about the C. Okay, this is a C joint. Also, flathead to the shell is a category C joint, and it says should be type number 1 and type number 2. Okay, that's a problem, right? Because if there's a flathead or tube sheet and this is a shell, how we can make this a butt weld? This is not a butt weld. This is a corner joint, right? We can make a butt weld in here. Now let's see what's going to happen in here. It says none of them can be used. You can see in the screen, none of this joint, which might be a full penetration weld, we can't use them. We can't use them. And what you can use in here is this. You're going to use a thick plate. It can be a plate or can be a forging. There's a different requirement for inspection. You're going to make a machining and make a hub and then make an edge, and then you're going to be able to make a butt weld. This is for lethal services. If this is my pressure vessel with that service, I don't have, it's not the heat exchanger. I don't have a flathead in here. But if I had the flathead in here, then I had to pick a thick plate, make a machining, make a hub, and then make a butt weld with here. So it's full penetration joint is not acceptable when your service is a lethal services. And then says all joint of category C for fabricated lap joint stub end shall be as follow. Okay, if you are using the stub end for the category C joint like this one, the best things that they do in the manufacturing shop, they don't bother themselves with this item, with the stub end. They normally pick a welded neck flange, which is going to be a butt weld, right? It doesn't need to make a butt weld, because these things might not be, if the manufacturer, decides to use the stub end flange instead of the butt weld, then this is the process. They need to make, buttering and with the weld build-up, make a stub end. As you can see, the nozzle joint in the screen and weld number 1 first should go to the RT, and then weld and fusion between the weld and neck is UT, and then weld number 2 should be RT, and dimensional requirement should be based off the ASME VIII 16.9. I'm going to skip this. It's never been an exam question, but you just know it's if you want a stub end on the lethal services, then you have to go with this process. Or the easier way is that they use the welded neck forged flange instead of those, ordeal in here. By the way, if there is a lethal services, I think you can use this flange. This flange can be used in here, you can see in here, but this cannot be used. This is a slip-on. It should be butt weld, okay? Or should be stubborn like this, and then this is not a stubborn flange. So like a slip-on flange. So for lethal services, you can see we came with some requirements, some prohibitions, and some requirement. Now, what's going to be category D joints for like this disjoint for lethal services? It says all joints of category D shall be full penetration weld extending through the entire thickness of the vessel wall or nozzle wall. I can say to you, if it is not even the lethal services, what is done by the designers these days, all of them is full penetration. Okay, this cannot be used on the lethal services, but might be used on other pressure vessels, but I've never seen anybody use this kind of stuff. There normally is a full penetration. The one that you can see in the screen and we cross out, those are not full penetration. It means there's either is a partial penetration or they are welded by the fillet weld. So what you can use is this, which is very common. Like I said, the designers normally use these two for lethal services, either for any regular pressure vessel. Those are not so common. The one that I cross out, we can use for lethal services, we can use for other pressure vessels, but they are not common. Everybody makes the pressure vessel with the full penetration joints, and many customer requirements also doesn't allow those things. You know, it's a beyond the code. Okay, it says okay, you're not the nozzle should be full penetration. So I don't take the 6 too much seriously, because already I know all the pressure vessel these days designed, they are full penetration. But you should know this requirement for your exam purposes. Now, what is the low temperature?